Hi, and welcome to the channel. I'm Kizz, and this channel is going to document my weight loss journey with a bit of a twist. So instead of doing the same content that everybody else does that follows the same recipe every single video, I'm going to try to mix things up, and I'm going to tell my story in the normal fashion, in addition to doing a Star Wars themed epic story in little bits and bobs throughout. It's going to be the epic battle between the Kizz, that's me, and the Obese, which is obesity, appropriately for a weight loss channel. So it's going to tell that story. In addition, it's going to have all of my weight loss journeys and check-ins and progress reports and a bunch of other stuff. So without further ado, I give you the epic struggle.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase.
Hi, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, please give this video a like. And if you want to see more of this content and follow along with my weight loss journey, please subscribe to the channel. So from here, I'm going to be doing hopefully just weekly content with follow-up for weigh-ins, monthly measurements. And I'm also going to be talking about research I've done, my background, and important things that you would usually consider before embarking on a weight loss journey. So you guys are going to get to see it all. You're going to see my planning phases, what I decide on in terms of my dieting plan, healthy eating plan, exercise, and even some of the mental health well-being, because I really need to, as Yoda would say, unlearn things I have learned. So it's going to be a fun, wild ride. Think Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at Disneyland. Yay! And it's going to be a lot of fun just trying to explore my options, maybe even looking at research that might be a bit dodgy, and how any research will affect my weight loss journey and whether I incorporate that into my lifestyle. At the moment, I've currently got a broken fibula, so that's going to add extra complications to my, I guess, weight loss journey, especially when it comes to exercise and whatnot. So I will be doing a lot of different research into how to stay active whilst you have such an injury. I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of seated exercises. Hopefully there'll be a bit of cardio in there because that's supposed to really help weight loss. And maybe even some resistance training in there and stretching to keep me a bit more limber until I can get back to the gym. Now, not everybody likes to go to the gym. I will obviously, because of my booted foot and inability to do much movement in terms of walking and getting myself to and from, I will be doing mostly from home to begin with, but that's going to evolve as I'm able to go back to the gym. I do love a good gym session. I do see a personal trainer a couple of times a week for weightlifting, and really hoping to add in a healthy lifestyle to really supplement and kickstart the weight loss process and continue it. I'm also going to be researching the best methods for weight loss in terms of how to eat, whether that's going to be a low carb, whether that might be a keto, or other types of diet, maybe high fat, low carb, or high carb, low fat. Again, I'm going to be researching these and looking at my options and considering what kinds of diets are going to best suit my health conditions that I've currently got. I'll have another video going through different health conditions that I've actually got. And during these videos, always open to suggestions or questions. Perhaps if you have a medical condition, I can do a little bit of research. I'm not a medical professional, but just seeing what general consensus is out there about what diets suit that sort of medical condition. Obviously, check with a medical provider and a professional before you start any sort of diet. For me, I've actually checked with several medical professionals, including specialists, in terms of what best diets to do for me and taking that into account as well, and also what kind of exercise would best suit my conditions. And again, I'll go through that at a later time. But at the moment, it's just going to be a lot of researching, planning, and then we'll get down to the actual measurements. And once we do the measurements, I'll actually record myself doing the measurements. There will be a way to talk about body shape. And there will even be some different side quests in there where we can go ahead and look at what kind of rewards am I doing, what am I getting, as well as progress check-ins to see, how am I going? Is there weight loss? Is there a change in measurements? Am I enjoying it? Am I feeling better? Or is it being really tedious? Am I super hungry? That sort of thing. And I'm just trying to really keep an open mind so that anything I do is basically an evolving thing. As I develop more knowledge, my capabilities evolve and progress. And in case I hit any plateaus in my weight loss, I know it's a really common thing from previous experiences with weight loss that you get to a certain point and your body will adjust to whatever you're doing, and then your weight loss just kind of plateaus and flattens out rather than seeing the downward curve like you would want to see for all the hard work you're doing. So a lot of research is going to go into that, and a lot of evolving of my eating plan, my lifestyle. It's going to be a full overhaul. It's going to be really interesting because I also have my own family to consider. I do have a younger child and a husband who are both picky eaters. I can't really talk. I'm probably one of the pickiest eaters as well, but they put me to shame. So it's going to be interesting. At the moment, we already do a lot of separate meal prep in terms of 3 different dinners, 2 different dinners per family, just to make that work. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of healthy lifestyle I can bring to the table, literally the table, and get my husband to participate in, because my husband historically is really not a dieter or a healthy eater. I know when we first got together and I was on the healthy eating regime, I think he lost 5 kilos within the first month of just eating like a normal person in a relationship living together, as opposed to a bachelor who just eats takeaway all the time. So it's going to be really interesting to see how my lifestyle choices are going to affect the rest of the family. Hopefully, my example can be followed by my husband, and maybe even for the exercise and lifestyle there, my son will be a bit inspired and be a bit more active, because we are a very sedentary family. Our entire family is a bunch of gamers, as you can see behind me. My husband's a huge gamer. I love gaming. We like gaming as a family when we can. And yeah, and we do a lot of fun things, and that's usually our family activity. So it's quite sedentary. We don't do a lot of movement during all of this. Maybe to and from the fridge to grab a snack. Um, it's not really an active lifestyle we're leading, but it is what we enjoy. So we're not going to eliminate that completely, but we're going to try to incorporate and see what else we can enjoy in terms of physical activity as a family and lead a healthier lifestyle. I'm not sure what kind of resistance I'm going to get from my boys, but we'll see. I'm going to expect a lot of reactions such as, bruh, man, I don't want to do that. Bruh, you mean I gotta get off my butt? Yeah, it's gonna be like that. So for anyone who's interested, we're in the Brisbane area of Australia. I am an American, obviously, from the accent. And I've been here about 15 years. No, the accent does not ever go away from me. I don't put on an accent. I don't try an accent. I'm horrible with accents. I think I tried an accent and it put my husband into hysterics for about 2 hours. So I'm never going to really try to do an Australian accent. At least not in all seriousness. I might do it playing around, but I stink at it. So keep in mind that most of my measurements, whether it's food measurements or whether it's food products or even body measurements, those are likely going to be done in the metric system. I'll try to do my best to include in the video the metric conversions, whether they pop up on the screen or whether I can, just convert it in my head. That's being optimistic. And I'm hoping to have a bit of American following. Most of my family is still back in the States. I do have my husband's family and some of my children here. And I'm really hoping that I can kind of cross the ocean in terms of my followers and get a bit more of a worldwide exposure would be fantastic. Would love to hear different recipes or different viewpoints or different diets that you're seeing in different countries. I know for me, I'm going to try to really stay away from fad diets and quick fixes. I have done a fair few of those in the past and had a lot of success on them, but it wasn't sustainable, so the weight just packed right back on. So again, I'll go through that in a later video that will hopefully be able to break down different diets and how yo-yo dieting and whatnot in my lifestyle is going to impact this weight loss journey, and how I'm trying to stay sustainable in the sense that it's a lifestyle change that I can continue for the long term, because without long-term sustainable changes, the weight's just going to pack on. I know this from experience. I've seen it with others. Even those who have had weight loss surgery, I can see there that if they don't adopt their healthy lifestyle and change it up a bit, they end up going on and regaining the weight, even if it's very slowly, because even with your weight band surgery or the actual surgery where it removes part of the stomach, you can still expand the stomach slowly over time and eat more and more. And if that's not a healthy more and more, you'll find yourself back in the same place again, and weight loss surgery may not be an option. So for me, I'm a bit of a chicken. I do not like medical procedures whatsoever, and I am absolutely horrible with needles, and hospitals post-COVID, don't even get me started. I am not going to do a weight loss surgery unless it is absolutely necessary. So for me, weight loss surgery isn't something I'm considering at this point in time, despite the fact that I am obese. And during the measurements and weigh-in sessions, I will be very honest about what my weight is, what my measurements are. You'll get to see what my shape looks like. We might look at shapes and how it's evolved over time throughout the journey. At the moment, if Anna knocked on my door and said, "Hey, do you want to build a snowman?" I would be like, "No, thanks, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, didn't fit." Because that is my shape at the moment. I am snowman shape. I've got that segmentation in the belly. I've got the rolls. When I sit down, I've got my own chair from my bum. Sitting on the floor is not a huge issue for me because I've got that padding. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to take myself too seriously, hopefully. There will be a lot of jokes at my own expense because I find that really funny. Hopefully it won't offend anyone. And would love to hear, different people's experiences with different products or different things, or how that they've changed their lifestyle for the better throughout a longer period of time, and whatnot. Or if you have experience with fad diets, throw me a comment in there. What fad diet did you do? Did you have good results? Were you able to stay on it long term? I know for me, the longest I was able to stay on a one of those bigger fad diets or one of those quick fix diets, I think I did 6 months on the Dukin diet. Had really great results, but again, such low carbohydrate intake isn't good for your body long term. And again, I'll get into that in a later video when I have a little bit more research to back that up and I can quote research. When I do research, I'll go ahead and I'll throw links into, my description and make sure that those links are available to everyone. and making sure that any sort of research I do has a bit more of a scholarly background to support it, rather than just a random YouTube person who wants to sell you a hula hoop or something. It's going to be an interesting few weeks as we get started. The aim of this channel is to go for the long term, so we will hopefully see a big change between my actual shape and weight, and we will get down to hopefully whatever is going to be a healthy weight for me. So I know my BMI is over 40, so that does throw me into the obese category. I am knee high to an ant, so I am a very short person. I am a very stocky person naturally. Even as a kid doing gymnastics, I was much heavier than everybody else, despite being about the same size. So it'll be taking into consideration that human beings are all different in terms of the shapes and sizes they come in genetically and from their background. And getting, through your DNA, what kind of shape you're going to have. I certainly don't expect to be a graceful 6-foot gazelle at the end of this. I definitely think that I will be more of just my usual short, stocky self. And yeah, I mean, different backgrounds, family backgrounds are going to have an impact on your weight loss. It's not just genetics, it's going to be culturally what your culture or how you grew up with food, your relationship with food. And it's going to be a lot of what your culture tends to think you're going to want to look like, what society thinks you should look like versus what's realistic. So I'll be confronting a lot of that in the coming videos. And yeah, hopefully you will subscribe and follow my journey and join in with some comments and any help I can get, any comments or feedback, any ideas you might have, throw it in the comments. Definitely address that, and hopefully I can incorporate some of those ideas into future videos. I also have an Instagram account you can follow me on for the more day-to-day things if you want more. Or you can follow my food journey through MyFitnessPal, and I'll put my handle in the description. So that'll be it for me for this first video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you love this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the journey if you want to see more, and turn on notifications if you want to see every time I post a new video. There should be at least one per week, and if not more as I go along with side quests and research. So hope to see you later. Have a great day. Bye.